Hello everybody. It's been a while. My arm's been killing me. So I've been working on it, but not a lot. Anything. So anyway, hope you enjoy this. I'm trying to make the spokes. Here, after I got gluing the spokes up, I realized there's a lot cleaner method. Cut little piece, put the flux down, and cut little pieces of solder and put it where you want it. Duh. Anyway, this worked a lot better. Actually, this stuff didn't really take that long to make, but just a lot of headache. The spokes are too thick for, there's a lot of things I didn't get right. The hub is too big, the outside edge of it. But I already made 2 of them. I got to clean the other one up yet. You know, the one I soldered all on with normal wire. But at least the idea works, and I hope you like it. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Other than that, it's hasn't been bad. It's just trying to get things that small to line up, because if you're off on a hole, you'll throw where the spokes cross off, where the spokes cross each other, it'll be either lower or higher than it should be. So there's, if you spread them out so they're the right height, then you got them too thick or too wide at the top where they go into the rim. Anyway, I'm using my new flux instead of that old stuff. I don't even know what it is, but it's for water pipe, so hey, I can drink out of it. I wasn't going to even try soldering the pins, the actual straight pins, but then I realized when I accidentally soldered one to a pin, I had a pin, and I soldered it to one I had, it ran down and went to the one that was holding it from turning, and I'm like, oh, it's nickel. No, I thought they were stainless pins. Well, they're not, so they can be soldered. They're nickel coated. Then all you gotta do is touch it, and it puts it right where you need it. I have cleanup to do, more than what I show you on this movie, but I got a lot of cleanup to do. Measuring the tires width here, you know, because I need to know how wide to make the rim, and actually I knew the rim would probably have to be shorter or not as thick. I made an arbor right there. There's I believe it's a 1/4 inch, and I'm sanding it down because they're a little too high. Right now I'm putting a what do you call that? A bevel inside it. Here's what the tires I bought, and they're rounding the tires over. I'm not quite done with them. It just was see if I could do it. But they're seals or rubber O-rings, the big flat ones that I got from our Fleet Farm, and I think it's for sprayers. Who knows? Anyway, they were like 4 of them for $2 each. Here I'm kind of cleaning up stuff. once I get it cleaned down, then you can hit it again with the soldering iron, which smooths it out or breaks it. So right here I'm taking a small file, cleaning where I can get to it. There's a lot of just cleaning, and then when I got done cleaning it, I soaked it in some toilet cleaner. In other words, what's it called, lime away. Soaked it so the brass and the nickel came clean and cleaned it all off. That way it could be painted. There's one of the rims. Notice it's split in half. And I thought I hit the play button on this. And it's not in my camera phone. I don't think it did. I had to to line up the center with the outside. Here I'm holding them down and redepositing or moving the solder around. Anyway, I don't remember. We'll see if it's on here. If it ain't, I'll let you know what I'm talking about. Been cold here. We actually had snow and rain and snow. So we had freezing rain, snow on top of that, and then freezing rain again. Here a couple weeks it was 70, so it's been in the 20s all week here. So I think South Dakota got it worse than us, but alright, I'm measuring. That's the hub. That's that thing I made for the hub, so I can burnish it out, draw it out, whatever you want to call it. And I took a measurement, and I'm setting my ancient dividers to it off screen. I tried to fix this camera thing. I'm gonna have to go the other way from now on. It drives me nuts being, I don't know, aspect ratio, I don't know. But anyway, what I'm doing now is I cut it roughly by hand. This disc, you see it on the ground there, and I'm drilling a hole in the center. Okay, and I'm gonna make the hole bigger, and then I stick it on the end of a old paintbrush that's all worn out, and super glue it to it. And what I'm making here is the actual hub. The other part that I made that's brass is the brake drum, and this fits. This is on the wheel, and then they all bolt together along with the chain. So right now I'm stretch forming it. By the way, I gotta do this all over again because I didn't notice, and I didn't have pictures printed out because I didn't want to buy ink, cheap ass, for my printer. That way, there's more holes than 4, there's 6. And I that's what happens when you go off memory and you don't check your stuff. You make stupid mistakes that could have been avoided. Anyway, live and learn, I guess. Drilling the pilot holes for the cutouts, but I'll have to remake these. It's no big deal. Nothing's doesn't take long. I'll get these done, and these fit over that brass hub. You'll see. Anyway, here I am screwing it through my mat. into the wood. Those things are sharp. I had to go out and I had to buy another set. Wow, $4 for 2 sets. When you know the one you always use is the one you break, right? I'm just being careful, trying not to break it. Famous last words. Anyway, the other one I never did, it's set in there. I never did cut that one out, so now I know I gotta make a new one with smaller slots instead of the mag looking thing. And taking a little file, just cleaning it up, straightening it up, kinda. See, that's where it goes. And what I'm doing there, now why'd this one go this way? I don't understand why it's doing that. Anyway, what I did off camera, they didn't show you, is an old vacuform trick. I'll show you when I make more. Oops. I think the camera went somewhere. Here, this is a test sheet with 10 thousandths brass, and the stuff's really easy to work with, this small. But I got my 2 things marked out. I'm going to drill the axle hole. This is for the outside hub that holds the spokes on the outside. And I put a nice little dent in the center. Took my big can drill there and properly ruined them. Too thin. Yeah, so I'm making sure I ain't slipping out of them. I'm even grabbing the awl, or ice pick, sorry. See, it just ripped right into them. Ripped that brass up. Oh, I drilled a hole in my wood. So I'm thinking, I might be able to save it. No. There I got 20 thousandths. That was the thickness I should have used the first time. I used a lot of 10 thousandths brass for fenders on tanks, bent fenders, you know, and stuff like that. Toolboxes and that. It's easy to do in brass. If you've done any drafting in school, yes, it is famous last words, because I'll be mad if I have to make this out of 30. The reason why I'm saying that is there could be some pressure on these things. So, this reason why this is a test is I want to see how big I have to make the diameter, and I don't know it yet. That the diameter is too big. So I have to make it small. So I had to sit down, grab my calculator for 20. I had to set them at a little under a 1/16 of an inch gap between them, because it's that small. Under 16, just a little under. It's It's 0.051 of an inch. Oh, here's the thing I was talking about. I needed to make. I centered it, got it all centered, and you can't see it, but there I gouged it out. No, I didn't. I sharpened the tool. That edge was really rolled. It came that way. Piece of junk. Anyway, that way it holds the rim. And then I realized I have it backwards. Thank God I didn't do anything with it. I have to thin the rims a lot, and I wanted to really thin them more, but I was afraid that if I thinned them more, they were getting flimsy. I wished I would have thinned them a little more. I did today a little bit before I even off camera. And it's a left and right side, inside and outside rim. Kind of like a Honda 70 way back when we had 2 rims you unbolted. Anyway, there's a nice bevel, a smooth one, going from the center to the edge, the outside edge. And I wish I would have. I could still thin it more, but a little nervous about that. Then I realized, wait a minute, I got that pointing the wrong way. I'm still concerned with the inside when I'm going around, even things up, making sure everything's lining up. I even got out my my dial gauge to make sure they're the same on both sides. And now here's how I'm attaching the rims, and the center hub is too wide, so it didn't turn out the way I wanted it. What I'm doing is I'm just heating with some pressure on the spoke, burning it into the PVC pipe. Oh, that's what that's made out of, PVC pipe, in case you didn't know. Now this is about the time I realize, oh yeah, I'm going to make them all at once, and they're all wrong. I didn't make them all at once, it wasn't that dumb. But I had to do some work. I'm marking the holes now. And I'm like, I need 20 of them. I would go with 16 or 18, but now I realize I got to make this part. This is the hub, the tapered hub coming off the rim there. It'll fit over it. And I made this so small that I crushed it. So I decided to go this way with it. I thought if I hooked that up to my drill, I would bend the hell out of it. It was stronger than I thought. And right now, I'm putting a bevel on it, thinking, oh, I'm so cool, I'm so smart. Yeah, and I pulled it off, and the chuck bent it because I couldn't believe it. So, what was that? Anyway, here I put it on the drill, and now I'm cutting it, making the cut mark, and I'm putting a taper. The taper goes to the outside. I'm using my extremely old razor saw. I have a ton of them, but all of them my kids used, and they bent them, and then they're no good, so I just never bought new ones for it. Probably cut my finger off. See how it slides over the thing? Now I went, what? Wrong size holes. So I had to go, I don't remember what size I had to go down to. And I just set that other one up. I'm trying to get the height right, so they're radialed or higher in the center than they are in the back. Right now you can't see it, but I'm launching pins in the air. I'm cutting them. There we go. I had 3 that the solder broke loose on, and I super glued them. But I was planning on right here. I'm super gluing them, and I plan on bonding these with the 2 left and right with some epoxy I have. Maybe not. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I got that drilled. Now I'm cutting the center out. I still don't know yet that it's way too big. It's like 3/8 and I have to go under. Man, it just didn't even dawn on me. Here I'm cleaning the holes out with my hobby knife so they'll fit. And right about there is when I went, oh, that's too big. But I'm not giving up. I got 10 pins here. I'm not going to try all 10. But what my plan was to do it like the car, which it's staggered on the front. I didn't realize it wasn't in the back, so it didn't work anyway. I was going to stagger one in further. So if I had 10, I'd move it and then drill the other hole below, beside it, but below it. And right now I'm making something to hold, and I'm like, and then I had trouble with my dividers not wanting to do the hole, and I spent about 15 minutes filing on them to get them to close all the way. I used them for 29 years as an insulator, so I mean, they've seen a lot of wear. We never went this small anyway. The smallest we went was for a 1/2-inch pipe. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a like. If you want, subscribe. That'd be nice. Thanks, guys, for watching. Have a good week.
Okay.